Hey, everybody. Welcome back for a little teaser of the History of the Papacy podcast and episodes that are upcoming soon. I would like to, just before we get into that little teaser, send out a huge thank you to two new sponsors of the podcast on patreon.com/history of the papacy. We have Cynthia at the Constantinople level and Richard, who translated to the Rome level. So thank you so much for your translation, and who we will now refer to as Richard the Great. Thank you so much, Cynthia and Richard, and everyone else who has joined on patreon.com/history of the papacy podcast, and everyone who likes, listens, subscribes. Definitely check us out at YouTube. I've made a lot of changes over there, so I would really love it if you'd come over there and click like and subscribe to get us over the 1,000 subscriber mark on to maybe 2 or 5,000, who knows. And with that, here is our next stop on our trip through the history of the popes of Rome and Christian Church. And who can really blame Cyprian for thinking a revelation of St. John, 4 horsemen of the apocalypse style end of days was happening? By Cyprian's estimation, though, this wasn't a bad thing necessarily. If the end of days was coming, that meant that the second coming was also just around the corner. Even if the second coming of Christ wasn't happening, what's the big deal of dying anyways? If you die, you had the opportunity to go to heaven. Where's the downside with that? Cyprian would say, just don't lose your faith and everything else will work itself out. Overall, the writings of Dionysius of Alexandria and Cyprian of Carthage are really upbeat and positive. This is not the case with pagans, though. Just to keep in mind, much of what we know about the pagan response to the plague is based on the writings of Christian writers, so I'll take that with a grain of salt, obviously.
The Historical Jesus Podcast is the sweeping saga of the life and times of Galilean Jesus of Nazareth, as well as the faith, religion, and church founded to honor and disseminate his acts and teachings. Join me, Mark Vinette, on this fascinating journey through time, exploring the many great works of Christian theology, literature, architecture, music, and art inspired by the words and deeds of Jesus Christ.
Hi, everyone. If you've been injured in an accident that was not your fault, listen up. We have legal professionals standing by to answer your questions for free. Call now and find out if you have a case and how much it's potentially worth. Call 800-910-7500. I'm here with spokesman John Wolfe. So, John, tell everyone listening who should call right now.
Well, Maria, first off, thank you for having me here. It's always nice to answer the listeners' questions. Now, as far as who should call in, anyone who's been injured in an accident and think you deserve compensation, give us a call right now. 800-910-7500. You'll find out if you have a case and how much it's potentially worth.
Thanks, John. You heard it, folks. Take advantage of this opportunity and call now. 800-910-7500.
Advertisement sponsored by Legal Help Center may not be available in all states, not available in California.